Hey y'all, I am coming at you actually not live on Twitch this time. I am making this little mini guide exclusively for y'all at YouTube. I'm freaking excited. We are about a week and change in the preseason. All the items are fun. Teemo's amazing in a great spot. We're having a hell of a lot of fun. But Mark Yeater, gentleman that works at Riot, gave us this on the screen right here. The first major patch of the preseason, patch 10.24. We have seen some hot fixes here and there, but this is going to be the first major patch, and it is filled with a lot of goodies for us, okay? And this is what this video is going to be. I want to go over the patch, the nerfs, the buffs, and I want to go over the current item build. Because I did release a guide a little bit ago, but now I've been playing more. I want to give you all the update. I want you all to be in the same spot I am. So let's get right to it, right? Like I said, I have it on the screen right over here for y'all. Let's go through the nerfs first. Lunar's Tempest. The damage is down from 15%, 100 plus 15% to 100 plus 10%. The movement speed is cut in half. So obviously this was a strong item. On Teemo, I've never thought this item was broken, right? I don't use it when I'm super serious tryhard mode. It's for sure it's fun, I'll tell you that much. But to me, it was never broken. Not my top tier item. So, this nerf doesn't really break my heart. It is a sizable nerf. 5% AP and the movement speed literally cut in half. It's a sizable nerf, but it doesn't really hurt me too much. If you were building Lunar's Tempest on Teemo, now might be a reason not to. Definitely a large nerf, but it doesn't break my heart, so we're cool with that. Anguish, my baby Liandry's Anguish. The old Liandry's tournament, my bread and butter. This nerf actually doesn't matter, right? So the nerf is dot damage 15 plus 2.5% AP and one target 1% health. Now it is 15 plus 1.5% AP. That's it. That is it. So that's nothing. That is peanuts. It is 1% less AP scaling. Who cares, right? Let's just say in a crazy world where you have 1,000 AP on Teemo, which doesn't happen, by the way. Normal 2 to 3 item Teemo, or even 4 or 5 item, it's 300 to 400 AP, you know? So let's just say you have 1,000 AP, right? Instead of it doing 15 plus 25 plus 1%, it's going to be doing 15 plus 15. So you're going to lose 5 to 10 AP. That's it. That's nothing. Who cares? 5 to 10 damage from your AP, that's nothing. Who gives a damn, right? So Liandry's didn't get nerfed, in my opinion. It didn't even get nerfed. That's nothing. So I'm super happy. That makes my item build a whole lot easier. That item is amazing still, and I'm very happy. It got nerfed to kind of please everybody, but it's not a real nerf, so awesome. Night Harvester, which is the newest item in preseason, it's kind of bonkers. The damage went from 175 to 250 to 125 to 200, so that's a sizable nerf. You know, if you're talking percentages, it's got to be like 20% or something. I'm not the best at math, but you know, 50 damage off the top and 50 damage off the max. That's a lot. That's a big chunk of change. That item was really good on, like, you know, Karthus and stuff. On Teemo, it wasn't bad. But that nerf kind of pushes it away from us. So, interesting. Riftmaker. Now, this is the big one. Because so far, the best items in preseason are, like, Liandry's Anguish and Riftmaker. Now, this one is huge. So, remember, Liandry's Anguish got nerfed, but it was nothing. It's like 5 to 10 damage, right? Riftmaker, damage amp 3% per second with a max of 15 to now 2% per second with a max of 10. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. So instead of it doing 15% true damage when you have it amped up, it's only doing 10% true damage when you have it amped up. So 5% less true damage is a whole lot big of a deal than, you know, 5 or 10, literal 5 or 10 damage from Anguish. So this is a big nerf. And this item got a whole lot less desirable for Teemo, in my opinion. 15% true damage or 10% true damage, that's a big deal. Also, 2% per second or 3% per second. Yeah, that's a big nerf. That's a big nerf. It's interesting. Rocket Belt, 200 to 300 damage to 175 to 250. And the movement speed down. That's a pretty decent nerf. 25 damage off the top with 50 off the damage later, and less movement speed. That's a big deal. But Rocket Belt, to be honest, I don't give a damn about it for Teemo, so let's keep going. Lich Bane, here's a big money one. Spellblade AP ratio from 50 to 40. It also got hotfix from, it was 60%. Now it's at 40%. I think this is a big deal because before the hotfix, they took off 10%, and before this nerf, it was 60% from your AP. Now, this item's not looking too desirable on Teemo. Remember, it got changed. It is now AP and movement speed. That's it. No CDR, no mana, and the damage, you know? So, now that it has less damage, it has no CDR, no mana, I don't think this item's going to be too desirable. You know, I don't dig it. So that's big, you know, because Lich Bane a couple days ago was pretty broken. 60% of your AP was a lot. Now it's not so much. This is a big deal. Lich Bane is a whole lot worse. Demonic Embrace. Dot damage from 1.5 to 1.25. Again, so remember how I told y'all about the Liandry Anguish nerf not being a big deal? This Demonic Embrace nerf isn't the worst, right? It's a nerf, but we're talking that it was doing 6% max health over 4 seconds, and now it is going to be doing... my math's terrible, 1 sec. It was doing 6%, now it's going to be doing... 5%. So, God, my math is horrible. You see how long it took me to do that? Holy smokes, I gotta go back to school. Now it's going to be doing 5%, right? Wait, timeout. Yeah, now it's going to be doing 5%. So instead of 6% over 4 seconds, now it's doing 5%. And how that works with Teemo, combine that with Anguish, you know, instead of it doing 10% max health, now it's going to be doing 9% max health, which I think is pretty fair. And I think that is not a big deal, right? So if you compare Liandry's Anguish and Demonic Embrace, they had two little baby nerfs, where Riftmaker had a big boy nerf. So it's going to depend. The items are going to be... It's going to be interesting. I don't think that's too big of a nerf. I think it's fair, right? But I don't think it's game-breaking. Nashor's twos on-hit ratio from 25% AP to 20% AP, which is, I think, totally fair. Nashor's twos came out of the gate hot. The new Nashor's tooth gave 100 AP and attack speed, right? And the on-hit ratio was 25%. That was a whole lot extra damage. Now, they nerfed that on-hit by a little bit. Nashor's is still going to be great. Nashor still gives 100 AP. It's still going to be really, really good. Eclipse, nobody cares. Whatever King, nobody cares. The item buffs for... And I'm just looking at AP, just Teemo, right? Cosmic Drive got buffed by 5 AP. Still doesn't make it a good item on Teemo. Okay, that's all I wanted to go over for this first major patch. Like I said, I just wanted to go over the AP items for Teemo related. AP Jungle, healing no longer reduced for AoE abilities against monsters. That's cool, right? Doesn't really matter for Teemo. Teemo Jungle's clear is healthy as an ox, right? Super healthy. Doesn't really matter the healing. So these patches, you know, these nerfs are big. So TLDR, TLDW, right? Anguish, slap on the wrist, doesn't matter. Embrace, size, pretty fair nerf, but ultimately I don't think that big of a deal. Nashor's Tooth, it's fine. Lich Bane, down the drain, no longer using that. Riftmaker, pretty big nerf. Harvester, pretty big nerf. Lunar Tempest, pretty big nerf. So that's going to be the update here for Teemo. And I do want to go ahead and hop in the item set. And I do want to actually go over and let y'all know what I think is the best right now, right? Because I want to go through his nerfs and let y'all know. Remember, I released a little mini guide a couple days ago, you know. But I wanted to update this because this season we have seen a lot of play. So as the preseason developed, these have been... I want to go over the build and I want to show y'all what I'm working with, right? So I want to go over Lunar's Tempest. So let's start with these two items. These are going to be... these three, rather. These are the three mythic items that aren't the best, right? So these three mythic items, Lunar's Tempest, Night Harvester, and Everfrost, these three are not in the same boat as these two, right? These two are the contenders. You know, this is Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson, and you got Joe Schmo over here on the top. These three have not been, these are not, they can't compete with these two, right? Riftmaker and Anguish are in a whole ball game by themselves, right? So these three I only build for fun, you know, Flux Q normals, right? Maybe some troll builds. I don't actually build them when I'm in high elo, right? They do not compare, you know. If you take your time, right, and look over the effects and everything, it just doesn't compare. Lunar's Tempest does damage and it gives movement speed. Well, Anguish does damage pairing well with Embrace. It gives you magic, shred, gives you haze, right? There's no comparison. These two in their own category. These three are just for fun, right? So I'm just gonna get these off the bat, right? Get those out of the way. Those ones I don't play serious. Now I want to go over these two. So there have been two builds I've been working with, right? So this is my bread and butter. This is gonna be my bread and butter build, right? And I stop it at 2-3 items. That's what you're normally gonna get out of a game. And this one is my secondary build. So these have been the two builds I'm running, right? And with these builds, again, you know, keep in mind that with these two builds, after 3 items, right, 2-3 items, you're always gonna be doing the situational gig. And I'll drop these items there just so you'll have them. So like these are my best builds right now, and of course in this little box underneath, these are gonna be like the situational items, right, that you're always gonna think about building. Okay, so these are my two bread and butter builds. So the first one is my go-to, right? It was my go-to, and after the nerfs, we're going to talk through it. So this is my go-to, right? Demonic Embrace first because it gives you the tanky stats, and you have 1/2 for the shred. Anguish after that. So this creates that double shred from your Q, your R. It was doing 10%, now it'll be doing 9%. That's it. That's the only change, right? So this was 10% max health damage on every Q and every shroom. Now it's going to be 9%, right? No big deal. Nashor's got hit by a little bit, no big deal. This is still clean. This is and this build is always going to be good, right? You only need 1 Q, 1 R to get it rolling. This was my second build with Riftmaker. Because Riftmaker, the concept is you're in combat for a little bit, now you're doing 15% true damage, you're healing a lot, that works. And Nashor's, of course, will help facilitate. If you're being in combat for a while, you're going to get your autos off, right? Nashor's just strong in general. Then following it up with Embrace just to pull it all together. But again, this build got hit pretty hard, right? Riftmaker went from 15% true damage to 10%. So if you compare the nerfs, right, Anguish got cut literally 5 or 10 damage. Riftmaker got cut by 5% true damage. That's a big nerf, right? So these used to be my builds, right? But now I am just cutting this build out. I'm no longer using Riftmaker. There's no way. I already had doubts about it before because, like I said, Riftmaker relies on you being in combat, you autoing, you staying alive, you not dying, you being in the mix of things. Where this first build, Embrace and Anguish, this only relies on you being able to hit one Q or like one shroom, and this is a whole lot more reliable, and I think it's the better build. Nashor's is there. Don't focus too hard on the Nashor's. If you want to build something else, that's fine. For example, you go Void instead, whatever, that's fine. Nashor's is just so strong. Even after the nerf, Nashor's is so strong. So I probably will be building it, but again, you can always swap that out for another one. But this is going to be my go-to build as of now. Like I said, I was using Riftmaker as well, but I am just dropping that after this nerf. It is way too big of a nerf, and this is my go-to. Just wanted to give you all this update, right? Like I said, this is the play. Couple build path options just to help you all out. If you verse an AD lane, right, the build would go something like this: Arm Guard, and then you would go Embrace and Anguish and Nashor's. If you're not versing AD lane, you would just do this, but you would definitely start. If you're versing AP lane, you would start with the Giant Spell for survivability. You go Giant Spell, Embrace, Anguish, Nashor's, boom. And then, like I said, we pick from the situational items every game. So this is my go-to build. Just wanted to talk to you all, give you a little update. Like I said, preseason. I'm gonna keep doing these because preseason there's gonna be a lot of action, a lot of buffs, a lot of nerfs, a lot of changes, and I want to keep you all updated. So this is my new go-to build, my current go-to build. Let's ride with it. Let's gain some elo in the preseason. Let's juice up that MMR and keep on gaming with Teemo. The runes, for any super fans, they are the same as we last went over them. So no changes on the runes, no buffs, no nerfs, just the items. Okay. Appreciate y'all watching. If you enjoyed this, if you gained 100 LP because of me, make sure you like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all. See you next time.